First of all, before I proceed to share with you the dream of rapture that God showed to me, I would like to thank you for opening days. And I also want to bless you. God bless you. Because I know you have other important things to do with your daughter. And I would not like to waste much of your time. So it was like this. I slept in the night and I saw myself and my brother. We were walking down through a big field, and it was in the school compound where my dad once taught. So we were just about crossing that field entirely. So around the place where they hung a big wheel of a vehicle which they used for their school bell. So we are just around that junction when suddenly everywhere turned dark. Before that happened, it was just as it used to be early in the morning, and there were clouds in the sky. There was no rays of sunshine yet. So everywhere was just calm. The weather was cool and beautiful. So everywhere turned dark. And when it turned dark, it was as it used to be around 6:30 to 7 in the night. Like you could see human beings, but you cannot say this is actually the person. You can only tell by their walking style and by their shape. So now, when everywhere turned dark, I looked around me. I could not see my brother again. And there was no other person in the compound again. I was the only one left compound. And the ground was shaking violently, like very violent. And I heard cracking sounds. And when I looked at around the area, I just saw the ground cracking up. It didn't just crack up and stopped. It was just cracking and moving. Like I saw it cracking up. Somewhere just burst open and an object just stood from it, and the door was open, and someone like the shape of human being just walked out from that object. And it happened in 3 other places or 4 places, and I saw that, but I couldn't tell their faces, but I can tell they are the shape of human beings. So it just happened like within, it didn't even last up to like 3 minutes, and everywhere became normal again, and the darkness went off. So I could see again. So I just walked to the place, to the building where they use for their moral instructions, and there I saw a lady sitting behind a big table. So she started asking me questions, and I was replying to her questions. Meanwhile, I was watching people behind her, and those people they have chains on their neck, and the chains were tied to each other from neck to neck, from one person's neck to another person's neck, linear, like from their hands also to another person's hands, and from their legs to another person's legs. So and they were walking down a step, and the step was down, like it wasn't like climbing up a step, it was like going down the step, like an underground. And from that hollow point I could see black smokes, like dark smokes, very dark smokes coming out from that beneath. And there were sounds of people crying, like people grieving from that innermost place. So now, all of a sudden, my attention was called back because the lady said, "Did I know that I just lied to her right now?" So I started pleading with her because I really do not understand everything that was happening. I saw people in torment, so I had to plead for mercy. And at a point, she said, "Okay, I can now go, that she's done with me." So I had to go back to our home. And when I got to the home, the doors were open, everywhere was just open. And I called my dad, nobody responded. My mom, nobody responded. And my brother, my sister, nobody was at home anymore. Everywhere was just dry, nobody in the compound. It was just me alone. So now I walked down from the building, from the stairs, and immediately I got to the corner of the building. Suddenly a bird hung, like a bird just entered my hand, and I don't know how it managed to happen, but it just perched on my hand and it was holding me. So I used my thumb to hold the legs so it won't be able to fly out. And I shouted, I said, Hey, I finally caught a bird alive today. So I called mom, nobody answered. And something came to my mind immediately that, and he said that, on the day of Jesus' baptism, that the Holy Spirit descended on Jesus in form of a dove. And immediately I remembered that. I just looked up straight to the sky, and the sky was just cloudy, and but there was just a hollow point. From that hollow point, I could see the blue sky, like the blue heaven. So now, the amazing thing was that rays of sunlight was coming directly from that place straight to where I was. So I just noticed that that thing is not just ordinary. So I had to free the bird. Immediately I freed the bird, I stood watching it, and it flew back from that hollow point in the sky beyond the clouds, and the clouds covered back again. So now I heard sounds at the backyard, and I went there. I saw my mom and my dad. So, I later woke up, and it was a dream. And the amazing thing was just that I couldn't believe that this is just a dream. Like everything was so real, it was so real. And when I woke up, it was just very early in the morning. Like everywhere was just still dark. So, I just want to share with you this dream, and I believe that God has something to offer. Like if you are a believer in God, you just have to stay strong. You just have to set apart time for God and free some things that will be lowering you back from living an upright life. God bless you.